I'm Joe.
And I'm Kokoy.
Together we are.
TITOS with Ukuleleles.
That's not a ukulele.
Well, Joe, today we're featuring a Martin.
That's not a ukulele.
Well, yeah, it is. This is Freddy, the Martin official mascot. But Joe, we've always wanted a Martin, right?
Yeah.
It's always been there up on our top list, and so far this was the only thing I could have afforded. But now, by some miracle, we managed to get ourselves one. So, Freddy, goodbye. This one, we have now a premium T1K. So, Martin finally came to TITOS with ukuleles. So, Joe.
Yeah, but at what cost?
My kidney. So, Joe, finally, we managed to put it into our collection.
Okay, now
My collection.
your collection.
Okay, fine.
Okay, few things. Koi did not buy this. You didn't buy this brand new.
No, I didn't buy it brand new, but it is affordable, Martin. This is the T1K. So this is not their top of the line. So this is what they would like you to start with. Okay. So this is the Martin T1, which is based on the original T1 from the early days of Martin, the famous T1. But because it's made of solid KOA all over, that's why you have the K.
Okay, so
T1K.
Now,
In tenor size.
Yeah.
T.
yeah. Now, a few things I've noticed about the market. And this is the first time I've seen one this long in front of me, aside from just ogling it at
In the store or testing it at the store.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I got a Martin is because we will put the benchmark. Because, we don't have sponsors. We would like you to like and subscribe to our channel so that we can continue purchasing. So something like this doesn't fall often to us, and we would not try to afford anything like the K brands from Hawaii. So Martin is the closest thing to a benchmark in which we will be reviewing or comparing our future and even past reviews. So this Martin is the one that we use as a stand model, so that anything that sounds worse or better than this. So what you see here is the standard classic Martin no frills design in a very light matte finish.
Yeah. Now, okay, so the first time I handled this and I started playing, immediately what caught my attention was how narrow it was at the nut. So for those of you who have a problem, barring, because
Yes, it's very narrow.
because you have small fingers, I think you can pretty much bar this. Also of note, what also caught my attention was, the heel.
The stiletto heel, as you call it.
Look how small and narrow that is. Yeah,
It's so narrow that I got it secondhand. So the one who put the strap locks, good thing you put the strap button in the right place, because it's so narrow that you'd feel that you might crack it, right? But because in the description, Martin calls this wood as a hardwood. It doesn't even tell you what kind. I mean, it looks like a maple family. Oh, sorry, a mahogany family, but it just says hardwood. KOA top, back, and sides, and hardwood. Yeah. So normally you will have fat heels, but this has a fine tune all over. The fine tune of the thin frets, fine tune of the pointed headstocks, which is not normal of a Martin, but this is, again, the classic T design from the 50s or whatever, from time immemorial. This is the most classic. Who was our idol who used a T1?
Brother is.
Brother is the most famous. Brother Israel is.
Now, guys, there are some ukes, and let's admit it, it's eye-catching, it's colorful, it could be sparkly, and maybe that would encourage you to buy it. For this one, honestly, it looks plain, but you're paying more for the sound.
Yes, the sound is definitely nice. Ooh.
Now, this one you said you bought the second hand.
Yes, I bought it second hand, and the reason why the seller was letting it go for the lower price. This goes about $550. There is a lower model, the T1, which is more or less mahogany, not koa. That one is the more classic because the classic was mahogany. And the classic also has instead of open gear tuners by Grover, the classic had a friction tuner, which is now made by Graphtec. The problem with that one is the Graphtec one, the one on the T1, has plastic covers, which usually crack. So this one is the more reliable one. So the T1K is your higher model at 550. But since there are no frills, it really does not, what you call this? It does not, chamber the sound too much. It doesn't, choke it. It lets it go. It's so thin that when I bought this, the seller was selling it because there was already a crack, probably from hitting something, and you can feel it. If this surface had a top coat, it would have probably survived getting hit, but definitely there is a crack.
Yeah, okay.
Could be, again.
Yeah, it's about here.
Yeah, could be maybe coming even from certain states where there's dryness or something, and it's not humid. That could also cause the crack. But from the looks of it, this could also be a crack by hit.
Yeah,
simple fix for luthiers.
Yeah. I was telling Koki the back of this uke looks similar to the wooden floors we had at my old house growing up.
That would have been a nice koa house, huh? But yes, the one of the other things about this particular unit that I like, aside from no other unit within my price range. Now, 550 is not a big price range for a lot of people, but you have to understand that we are coming from the Philippines, an Asian country, which usually we don't even see these in stores. Usually you would have the Asian brands. So having a Martin is really a privilege. But this particular one, if I look at the catalog, I like the weird or the fancy graining on this one, because normally you'd also have a plain koa or mahogany.
I see the pores on the
it's pores all over, dark and a big mix of dark and light. So I like the fact that this one is very naturally nothing glossy. Does have a nice tusk nut and saddle. Nut and saddle are tusks, so that also adds to the premiumness.
The previous owner installed a wound low G string set.
Probably a Ernie Ball set, because Ernie Ball comes in blacks and the wound G. One thing I don't like, Joe, is that the rosette is practically plastic. Martin could have just removed the rosette or use at least some like gold.
Okay.
One thing about Martin.
Okay, now I like using clip-on tuners when I tune my ukes. Kokoy has forbidden me from using a clip-on tuner on this uke.
On any Martin of a certain price point, because Martin in its infinite genius decided to use like gold stamping, but it's really like a gold sticker. Like a premium gold sticker that chips. I had some Martins that have chipped over in time, especially if you put if you constantly use a clip-on tuners, you're gonna chip this. So do not use clip-on tuners on any Martin that has that gold sticker. I say sticker because yes, it did chip like a sticker. So let's move it up for a sound test to finally hear what a Martin sounds like. So this is a no frills acoustic. Again, there's no pickup, no anything. If you wanted the pickup, you go with the TKE. T, KOA, and electric. So let's move up, Joe. For this sound sample, it's gonna be the both of us, because who wouldn't want to try out and test the ride? Joe, do you smell that?
It's a unique smell. You can
It's a
only get it from
Filipino thing.
yeah,
When
from-
we ship items from the US or anywhere, we ship them in balikbayan boxes and it has this smell. It has been there since the 70s.
we don't know why.
We don't know why. Maybe the material, but I don't know. Maybe the ship smells that way. So, the thing is, when you buy this, Joe, it comes with a padded bag. But since it was secondhand, it didn't come with a padded bag. That's why the smell of the box stuck into it. So that's what you are smelling. But normally it should smell like a nice koa wood, right? So how did you find the sound, Joe, finally?
Oh God, it's such a great sound.
Full. That's what we can describe. The sound is full, sweet, warm, all at the same time.
Great intonation.
And we're just using Ernie bowl strings, okay?
Yeah.
Intonation is pretty well. Anywhere you kind of put this is kind of a like you barely can make a mistake.
So beautiful.
We're speechless.
Sorry, folks. It's an emotional moment for us.
Yeah, this is something that I might definitely keep in the collection. Again, the Martin at $550 is not something too special. Ooh, time in for a in-call. Yes.
Sorry, folks. My phone.
No, it's okay. Actually, when we tested it out, we also, if you notice, we actually put a little bonus. We are the TITOS of ukuleles, but we also have my father, the Lolo of ukuleles. I mean, he started me on this journey with collecting instruments with our first ukulele. So he had the honor of testing this out. I told him, finally, Dad, we have a Martin. Yeah, so this is a very special ukulele for people who would really like to enter the world of ukuleles. And if you want to start really, let's say you have the budget and you say, I want to start and I want a ukulele that's a keeper. Now, unless you want a ukulele with fancy sparkle frills, this one is something you should go for. I mean, I'm not discouraging people from the Hawaiian brands, but the Martin has a story. Why do you think the Hawaiian brother picked the Martin to start with?
Actually, I think it's interesting to note that Martin is actually the oldest ukulele maker.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, commercial ukulele
Well,
maker.
no.
I mean, imagine when it
Everyone,
started.
all businesses that came before Martin
No longer exists.
No longer
so,
exists.
Oldest existing, yes.
Yeah.
Very
All this
classic.
Yeah. Martin, ever since they started making ukes in 1910s, 1920s.
Very early.
Yeah, they've been making it ever since. They simply outlasted all those who came before them.
Yes. Now this one, of course, this is the again the entry level not well the T1 is the entry level.
Guys, I'd like to say when we say entry level, normally we mean that it's
The cheapest one you can get. Now the T1 is the cheapest one you can get. The T1K is the best one you start with. Now this is not made in Nazareth. Okay, the Martin factory in Pennsylvania. This one is made in Mexico. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Hecho en Mexico.
Yes, but it does have a nice open tuners by Grover. So the fact that they actually use Grover, that means you're justifying the $500+ cost.
And you know, unlike most of the other ukes we normally review, this one has no made in China sticker.
Definitely because made in Mexico. is
Made
inside.
in Mexico.
Yeah, but that doesn't really discount this as a instrument. It's really a fine instrument. Again, $550 is actually a nice price point. Yes, I've compared it to some of our $350 ukuleles, and some are definitely more muted, like the Montecito from Fender. That has glossy body, so definitely that will mute
Also
the sound.
KOA.
But it's also glossy, so it muted the sound a little bit, but also because maybe the bracing here, it's not defined as X bracing, but definitely Martin also has a classic bracing. I've also compared it, but compared to, let's say, some antiques that are aged, that matured wood, it's actually close to that. Meaning that sometimes you have a $350 ukulele that has matured, can reach to a certain brand can actually have the same quality. So when you're shopping around, it's really a matter of testing it. Don't rely too much on sound samples.
Yeah.
Even if we had a sound sample and it sounds well, it doesn't really do justice to how this feels.
Yeah. You know, I just noticed this has a nice gentle taper on it.
Yes, that's also why it's probably a crack in there. There's probably a crack in there because it's not straight forward. There's a little, you have a break angle.
The first time you showed this to me,
Feel the crack.
I had to. It wasn't that obvious.
Yes, but for those people who want to save more, save from the $550, sometimes you'd find this on second hands from places like Reverb, Marketplace, eBay. Don't be afraid with such small cracks. Of course, you have to balance that out. In the US, your labor is a little bit higher. So a luthier in the US would fix this. It'll be close enough to buying another new one, right? But in other areas where this little crack is not such it's a quick fix. It's just a little moisturize the area by heat or steamed, and there's a simple pattern to this kind of crack. It's not major, but also you're looking at a crack on the butt side. Again, when you test out the sound of a ukulele, people make the mistake of playing it with your body underneath. If you really want to hear the full resonance, you have to space it out. Yes, because if it's in your body, even that small crack won't matter because your body actually it chokes the sound already. So, I'm not gonna sell it with the crack, but definitely don't be afraid if there's some slight defects on the back. Soundboard is the most important.
I think this is the first time we're gushing over a uke.
Blushing and gushing, but it's really just it's really a plain Jane. It's a plain Jane
Until you hear it.
until you hear it. Now, because it's really that sound. So again, Martin, did a solid on this one, solid KOA. So definitely everything is a plus, except for the sticker and the rosette. Martin, those things are the things you can improve on. Please think of something else aside from the sticker. If you want it to last another 100 years, like your first T, then your rosette, again, the plastic rosette, it's kind of a turn off. Could have just used wood, right?
Yeah. Or kept it plain.
or kept it plain. So definitely this is a plus. Even better than the TKE. Why? Because the TKE has a pickup made by Misai, which is a rechargeable pickup. So if you had the TKE after 10 years, that's dead. This one is forever, right? This will always be Martin.
Although I was telling Kokoy earlier, for this particular uke, I think it's the first time I need to put on my reading glasses just to see the fret marks.
Oh yes, yeah, something. Of course,
They're so teeny.
yeah, but at the level when you're using this and you buy and you budget something like this, you should have memorized the frets by now. You know, a beginner is okay if you can afford to begin with this one, because once you have a Martin like this one, you can keep it forever. Then buy the other ukes for the fancy stuff. But yeah, again, didn't come with the strap buttons. The previous owner did put that one on, which is good, because we'd love to busk with this or something. It's loud enough for busking. It's really nice, Joe. We're gushing, we're blushing. Oh no, I feel so jealous.
Okay. Now guys, once again, we need your likes, we need your subs to keep us going.
Yes, because we need the K brand. So until then, see you in Hawaii in the near future. No, hopefully. So guys, again, thank you, and we'll continue to watch us forever.